Hello students, myself Dr. Muhammad Ahmed. I welcome you all to the 44th lecture of Mathematics 2. Students, in the previous lecture, we have discussed Laplace transform of multiplication by t power n and Laplace transform of division by t. Also, we have discussed Laplace transform evaluation of integrals by using Laplace transform. Now in today's class we are going to start a new topic called inverse Laplace transform. So far we have used the transform which is called as Laplace transform. Now we are going to invert that is called as inverse Laplace transform. So let us understand this inverse Laplace transform. So first we will understand how it is defined, then we will see basic formulae for inverse Laplace transform as we have seen in Laplace transform. So suppose I am having a function f of t whose Laplace transform is given by f bar of s. Then this f bar of s is called as inverse Laplace transform of this f of t is called here, see the Laplace transform of f of t is given by f bar of s, then inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s is defined to be f of t. Then this f of t is called as inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s. F of t is called as inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s, and it is written as inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s equal to f of t. Right, this is the definition of inverse Laplace transform. How it is defined? If the Laplace transform of f of t is given by f bar of s, then the inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s is f of t. Right, this is the definition of inverse Laplace transform. It is the reverse, it is the inverse of actual Laplace transform. So we will see standard formulae that we have defined in Laplace transform. What will happen with them if we consider inverse Laplace transform? So first formula that we have seen was, we have seen that Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s. Then inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s is given by 1. Right, this is the formula for inverse Laplace transform. So inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s is given by 1. The second formula that we have seen is Laplace transform of e power at. This is given by 1 by s minus a. Then if we invert this, then inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s minus a is given by e power at. Right, the same way third formula that we have seen was Laplace transform of sin at is given by a by s square plus a square. Then if we take the inverse, then it will be inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s square plus a square. Right, this is given by 1 by a. See, this a I am taking, to this side. Then what will happen? 1 by a sin at. A is a constant, so it is independent of Laplace transform. So 1 by a sin at we will get. Right, this is the third formula for inverse Laplace transform. Like that, the fourth one is, Laplace transform of cos at is defined to be s by s square plus a square. Then inverse Laplace transform of, now s cannot be taken out, so s by s square plus a square is given by cos at. This is the inverse Laplace transform of s by s square plus a square. The same way we have seen Laplace transform of sin h at. Right, Laplace transform of sin h at is a by s square minus a square. Then inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s square minus a square is given by 1 by a sin h at. right? Then sixth one will be Laplace transform of cos hat. Laplace transform of cos hat is given by s by s square minus a square. Now Laplace inverse transform of s by s square minus a square is given by cos hat, right? Now next seventh formula that we have seen is Laplace transform of t power n. This is given by n factorial by s power n plus 1 if n is integer. N is integer, right? Or gamma n plus 1 by s power n plus 1 if n is not an integer, n is real number except integer, right? Then from this, what will happen with Laplace transform of Laplace inverse transform of, see, instead of 1 by s power n plus 1, I will consider this to be s power n only. So s power n, then what will happen? See, s power n I am considering, no, here it will be t power n minus 1 because 1 is reduced from this, so 1 will be reduced from this also. So t power n minus 1 by this n factorial will come in the denominator here. So that will become n minus 1 factorial. So Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s power n is t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial if n is positive integer. If n is positive integer, and this will be t power n minus 1 by, here n plus 1 factorial is there, no, 1 is reduced means n plus 1, gamma n plus 1 is there, no, this will become gamma n if n is real, right? So these are the standard formulae for inverse Laplace transform. First one is Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s is given by 1. Second formula is Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s minus a is given by e power at. The third one is Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s square plus a square. This is given by 1 by a sin at, and Laplace inverse transform of s by s square plus a square is given by cos at. Then Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s square minus a square. This is given by 1 by a sin h at. Then Laplace inverse transform of s by s square minus a square. This is given by cos h at. Then Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s power n. This will be t power n by n minus 1 factorial if n is a positive integer, and it is t power n minus 1 by gamma n if n is real number. So these are the 8 formulae that we need to remember for solving problems related to inverse Laplace transform. So remember, in examination, external examination, see, 2 LAQs and 2 SAQs will be asked from this unit. One SAQ will be from inverse, one SAQ will be from Laplace transform, one SAQ will be from inverse Laplace transform, and one LAQ will be from Laplace transform, another LAQ will be from inverse Laplace transform. So both are equally important. So these are the formulae for inverse Laplace transform. Now we will see problems related to this. So problems. First problem is find inverse Laplace transform of 3s plus 5 by s square plus 4. What is the question? We have to find the inverse Laplace transform of 3s plus 5 by s square plus 4. Now this 3s plus 5 by s square plus 4 can be written as, this can be written as 3 into s by s square plus 2 square plus 5 into 1 by s square plus 2 square. Now apply the inverse Laplace transform. So inverse Laplace transform of 3s plus 5 by s square plus 4, this is nothing but 3 into inverse Laplace transform of s by s square plus 2 square plus 5 into inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s square plus 2 square. Now use the formula. See, we have just now noted down two formulae, 1 by s square plus 1 by s by s square plus a square. This is given by cos at, and Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s square plus a square. This is given by 1 by a sin at. So now use the first formula, this one here. In place of a we are having 2. So what we will get, 3 into cos 2t plus 5 into, now use the second formula, 1 by s square plus a square, 1 by a sin at. So here a is 2. So 1 by 2 sin 2t. So this is the required answer. If you want, you can write here 5 by 2 sin 2t. So this is the required problem. This is how we have to solve the problems, by using the formulae related to inverse Laplace transform. Let us see the second one. Second question, find inverse Laplace transform of 4s plus 15 divided with 16s square plus 25. Right. So now this can be written as 4s plus 15 by 16s square plus 25. Now this can be written as 4 into s by, now this 16 can be taken out. If you take 16 outside, what will remain? S square plus, see, 25 by 16 will remain here, right? S square plus, this s square plus 16 is taken out, no, 25 by 16 will remain. That can be written as 5 by 4 whole square, right? Can I write like this? See, this 25 I am writing as 5 square, and this 16 I am writing as 4 square. So further plus next term 15 into, see, 15 into Laplace inverse transform of what will remain now? 1 by 16 will be there. 16 I am taking outside, no, so 15 by 16. 15 by 16 into Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus, again 25 by 16 can be written as 5 by 4 whole square, right? Then what will happen? Now use the formula, the same formula, s by s square plus a square. Now apply the Laplace inverse transform. So Laplace inverse transform of 4s plus 15 by 16s square plus 25. This is equal to 4 by 16. See, 4 by 16 is 1 by 4, and Laplace inverse transform of s by s square plus 5 by 4 whole square. Plus here what will remain? 15 by 16 will remain as it is. Then Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus 5 by 4 whole square. Now you apply the previous two formulae. This is Laplace inverse of s by s square plus a square. When you apply this formula here, what we will get? 1 by 4. So cos a is 5 by 4 t plus 15 by 16 into, here 1 by s square plus a square. It is in the form of 1 by a. 1 by a is 5 by 4. 1 by a sin a t. So sin 5 by 4 t. Then what will happen here? 5, 3, 4, 4. So what will remain? Finally 1 by 4 cos 5 by 4 t plus 3 by 4 sin 5 by 4 t. This is the required inverse Laplace transform of given function 4s plus 15 by 16s square plus 25. Right? We will see one more problem, which is third question. Find Laplace inverse transform of 2s square minus 4 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 into s minus 3. Right? For this kind of problems, How to solve? Actually, we need to apply the Laplace transform of for this one, Laplace inverse for this one, Laplace inverse for this one, Laplace inverse for this one. Separately we have to apply, but we are not having the terms in separate form. So we need to bring this into separate form by applying partial fraction that we have learned in intermediate. So solution, how to bring this into partial fraction? 2s square minus 4 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 into s minus 3. See, for this kind of factors in the denominator, we have to take a by s plus 1 plus b by s minus 2 plus c by s minus 3. Then find the values of a, b, c. We have to find the values of a, b, c by taking LCM here. When we take the LCM, here also we will get s plus 1 into s minus 2 into s minus 3. Already here s plus 1, s minus 2, s minus 3 will get cancelled. So what will remain? 2s square minus 4 equals to a into, see, from the LCM, s plus 1 is there, no? This will get cancelled. So s minus 2 into s minus 3 we will have here. Then plus b into s minus 2 will get cancelled. So what will remain? S plus 1 into s minus 3 will remain, plus c into s minus 3 will get cancelled. So what will remain? S plus 1 into s minus 2. Right? This method already you know from intermediate. We have discussed this in intermediate. Right? Now we have to cancel out these two terms to find the value of a. For finding the value of a, put s equals to minus 1. So put s equals to minus 1. When we put s equals to minus 1 here, what will happen? 2 minus 4 we will get. So 2 minus 4 is minus 2. So minus 2 equals to a into minus 1 we are putting. Minus 1 into minus 2 is minus 3, and minus 1 into minus 3 is minus 4. So what we will get from this? We will get 4 3s are 12a equals to minus 2. Then a equals to minus 1 by 6. Right? A value we got to be a equals to minus 1 by 6. The same way, to find the value of b, we need to cancel out this one and this one. You see, s minus 2 is here, s minus 2 is here. Right? So put s equals to 2. So put s equals to 2. Then what will happen? Left hand side, 2 to the 4 to the 8 minus 4 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. This will get cancelled. A term will get cancelled because of this s minus 2. Here b into s plus 1 is there. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Here s minus 3 is there. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So from this what we will get? B equals to minus 4 by 3. So b value is minus 4 by 3. Then now we have to cancel out this one and this one to get the value of c. In these two terms s minus 3 is there. So put s equals to 3. Then what will happen here? 3 square 9 to the 18 minus 4. 18 minus 4 is 14 equals to, here first two terms will get cancelled because s equals to 3. Here c into s plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4, s minus 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. So c equals to 14 by 4, which is 7 by 2. Right? So we got 7, c equals to 7 by 2. Therefore what will happen? Therefore now you apply the Laplace inverse for this. So Laplace inverse of 2s square minus 4 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 into s minus 3. This is equal to, see, a into Laplace inverse of s plus 1. What is a now? Minus 1 by 6. So minus 1 by 6 into Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 1. The same way b value, b is minus 4 by 3 into Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus 2. Then plus c value, plus c is 7 by 2 Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus 3. Now use this formula. Already we have defined this formula. Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus a is equal to e power at. This is the formula that we have to use. Here s plus 1 is there. We will get e power minus 1t. So this is minus 1 by 6 e power minus 1t minus 4 by 3 into, when we use this formula, Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus 2. So we will get e power 2t here plus 7 by 2 into e power 3t. So this is the required answer for Laplace inverse of 2s square minus 4 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 into s minus 3. Answer is minus 1 by 6 e power minus t minus 4 by 3 e power 2t plus 7 by 2 e power 3t. So what we have done here, we have used to separate these terms, we have used partial fractions. So remember students, here not only s plus 1, s minus 2, s minus 3 factors will be given, variety of factors may be given in the examination. So you need to remember all the rules of partial fraction, right? So I am going to, in this regard, I am going to give one homework problem, which is fourth one, right? Find Laplace inverse of 7s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 whole square. Right, this problem you take as homework. Now I am going to give a hint for this. This can be for this problem, the hint is partial fraction factor should be taken in this way. 7s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 whole square. So factor should be a by s plus 1 plus b by s minus 2 plus c by s minus 2 whole square. So in this way we have to take partial fraction. Find the values of a, b, c by taking LCM, then follow the procedure that we have followed in the previous problem, right? So now as we have seen first shifting property in Laplace transform, the same first shifting property can be seen in inverse Laplace transform. Just we will take the inverse of the shifting property. The shifting property that we have seen was if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace then Laplace transform of e power at into f of t equals to f bar of s minus a. Now we will reverse this, we will bring this here. So Laplace inverse transform of f bar of s minus a is given by e power at into f of t. That is the shifting property for inverse Laplace transform. So we will understand this, we will put the side heading first shifting property of inverse Laplace transform. First shifting property of inverse Laplace transform. So the statement says that the statement will be like this: theorem, if inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s equals to f of t, then inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s minus a is given by e power at into f of t, or else e power at into, what is f of t? F of t is Laplace inverse transform of f bar of s, right? Majorly we will be using the second one, this one. If we are having this form Laplace inverse of f bar of s minus a, then this second shifting first shifting property says that this Laplace inverse transform of f bar of s minus a is given by e power at into Laplace inverse transform of, see this s, this a will be removed from here and it will be added to exponential at, right? A proof we don't need to see for this because it is similar to shifting property only. So directly we will see few problems in which we will be using this first shifting property of inverse Laplace transform. So first problem is find inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus 2 whole square. Okay, the first question is find Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s plus 2 whole square. Let us see the solution of this. How we have to use the first shifting property for solving this kind of problem. See, it is in the form of s minus a, function of variable s minus a. here s plus 2 is there. So in place of a I am having minus 2. So I will get e power minus 2t into Laplace inverse of f bar of s. See, s minus a will become s. The same thing I will apply here. So it will be Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s plus 2 whole square. What we are supposed to do? This 2 is there, no? This 2 minus 2. Actually it is f bar of s minus a form. So minus is becoming plus because a is minus 2 now. So we will get e power minus 2t like this, e power minus 2t, then remaining Laplace inverse of, see what is happening now, f bar of s minus a is becoming f bar of s. So here 1 by s plus 2 will become 1 by s. So 1 by s square, this will remain, right. This I am writing from first shifting property of inverse Laplace transform, first shifting property, right. So Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 2 whole square is becoming e power minus 2 into Laplace inverse of 1 by s square. This I am writing from first shifting property. Now e power minus 2t, I have to find the Laplace inverse of 1 by s square. I am having the formula Laplace inverse of 1 by s power n. This is given by n minus 1 factorial by t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial, right, when n is positive integer. Here n is 2, so positive integer, apply this formula. So what we will get, t power 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 factorial, right. This is equal to e power minus 2t into t power 2 minus 1 is nothing but t, 2 minus 1 factorial is 1 factorial. So answer is t into e power minus 2t. So this is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus 2 whole square. For solving this kind of problems, we have to use first shifting property. We will see another problem in which we will be using first shifting property. The second problem that we are going to see now is second one. Find inverse Laplace transform of 3s plus 2 is divided with s plus 1 whole cube. So for this kind of problems, we have to use first shifting property. See, for using first shifting property, everywhere s plus 1, s plus a or s minus a kind of thing should be there. Here we are not having s plus 1. So we have to bring s plus 1 here. For bringing s plus 1 there, we do like this. So Laplace inverse transform of 3s plus 2 by s plus 1 whole cube. This we have to write in the form of 3 should be taken out. See, I have taken this 3 outside. Then what will remain? Laplace inverse of s plus, when I am taking 3 outside, here 2 by 3 will remain. So 2 by 3 will remain, is divided with s plus 1 whole cube. Now this is equal to 3 into Laplace inverse transform of, in the denominator s plus 1 whole cube will be as it is. See, I need s plus 1 in the numerator. So this s plus 2 by 3, how I have to write so that I will get s plus 1. See, I can subtract minus 1 by 3 from this. See whether I am getting the previous one or not. See what will happen, 3, I will get 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2 by 3. So this is compensated. I have to write in this form to apply first shifting property. Then what will happen, 3 into, see, s plus 1, everywhere s is in the form of s plus a. So this is nothing but e power minus at. So e power minus 1t, right, e power minus 1t. What is remaining then? Laplace inverse transform of s plus 1 will become s. So s minus 1 by 3 by s cube, right, which is equal to 3 into, this I am writing from the first shifting property, right. Then what will happen? Separate the terms now. When we separate the terms, we will get 3 into e power minus t, Laplace inverse of s by s cube. Here s by s cube is 1 by s square. So 1 by s square we will get. Then this I have written from first shifting property, right, first shifting. Then second term is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 will come, 1 by 3 will come. Then Laplace inverse of 1 by s cube. Now I have to use this formula, Laplace inverse transform of 1 by s power n. This will be t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial. Just now we have seen this formula, t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial. So apply here. So what we will get? This is equal to 3 into e power minus t. See, Laplace inverse of 1 by s square. So t power 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 factorial. T power 2 minus 1 is nothing but t. 2 minus 1 factorial is 1 only. Then minus, this minus 1 by 3 will be there. 1 by 3 will be there. Now s power n, 3 I am having. So t power 3 minus 1 is 2 and 3 minus 1 factorial is 2 factorial, which is 2 only. Right. So simplify this, what will get? 3 into e power minus t, t minus t square by 3 to the 6. So this is the required answer for Laplace inverse of 3s plus 2 by s plus 1 whole cube. What we have to do for solving this kind of problems, everywhere we should get s plus 1 kind of thing. Then we can apply first shifting property. We will see one more problem related to this, which is third one. So find Laplace inverse of 1 by s square minus 4s plus 8. Right, solution. See, Laplace inverse of 1 by s square minus 4s plus 8. Again, for this kind of problems also we have to use first shifting property. But for using first shifting property, we need some s minus a or s plus a. So this formula, if you consider these two terms, this can be written as s minus 2 whole square. See, what is s minus 2 whole square? It is s square minus 2s, sorry, minus 4s plus 2 square is 4. So we will get s square is there, we are getting minus 4s is there, we are getting 4, but here we are having 8. So we have to add something here, plus 4 we have to add, plus 4. So here also plus 4. That is why I am writing s minus 2 whole square plus 4. Right, now you apply first shifting property. See, wherever s is there, it is in the form of s minus a. So it is e power 2t into Laplace inverse of s minus 2 will become s square plus 4 can be written as s square, 2 square, then e power 2t. So apply this formula, Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus a square, which is 1 by a sin 80. So in place of a I am having now 2. So 1 by 2, so 2 will come in the denominator, sin 2t. So this is the required answer for Laplace inverse of 1 by s square minus 4s plus 8. So like this we can see a number of problems which are there in my notes and question bank. You can find lot of problems related to inverse Laplace transform, all the topics in this unit you can find in question bank as well as my notes, or you can follow any textbook which is related to higher engineering mathematics. You can find number of problems related to Laplace transform and inverse Laplace transform. So now in today's class, what we have covered so far is, we started this class with the definition of inverse Laplace transform, right? We started this class with the definition of inverse Laplace transform. Then we have seen few problems related to standard formulae of inverse Laplace transforms. Then we have defined first shifting property, how to use the first shifting property. For that we have seen few problems. Then in next class we will see convolution theorem, right? What is convolution theorem, how to solve problems by using convolution theorem, that we will see in next class. Now I am going to end today's session here. See you in the next class. Thank you.